welcome. This video is going to be part of a series which features a game between Manix and I. Wanted to do something a little bit different and show multiple perspectives of the same game. So I did a collaboration with Manix. He and I played against each other and we recorded the game. I'm going to edit those videos together so that you can see turn by turn what each of us is thinking and reacting to as the game progresses. So a little bit different. You get multiple perspectives of the same game, and hopefully it's entertaining. So with that, we start with round one, Manix versus Cobra.
Okay, this is Manix, recording my Russia 1 turn against Cobra. So Cobra had the cool idea of recording both our perspectives for this game, so yeah, he's going to edit them together. I think it should be, for the viewer at least, quite interesting, so you can get to see both perspectives as the game progresses. So yeah, it should be good. But anyway, let's get going. So I'm going to go for a fairly normal 4 infantry, 2 tank buy. I'm still not sure whether I prefer the artillery over tanks in the opening. I get the reason for the tanks to prevent the Karelia stack, but I just like having so many artillery as Russia. It just means you can trade so much more effectively. The tanks you don't want to really give them away, so you've got limited trading options. But we'll go for a tank this time. Alright, fingers crossed. Always the most nervy part of the game, this. We'll go for a normal 12-9. See how we do. Okay, let's rush first. Retreated. Assuming, I'm not sure what his defense profile is, but if the fight is still alive at the end of that round and I've got a decent number of troops left, I like to pull out, just because saving 3 tanks I think is worth it for leaving Germany with an extra fighter. Right. So I think I will make the Ukraine take a little bit harder. I'll put the anti-egg on there. I'll put one into West Russia too. Let's pull the sub across. I'll leave 1 infantry in Buryatia and pull the majority of the infantry back. It's all fairly standard. And we'll put 1 fighter into Caucasus, 1 into Archangel. So there's potential here. This fighter placement here gives us a little bit more flexibility for next round. Should we want to push back against Buryatia, maybe we've got a fighter to help trade. Yeah, it also means we can take. Should we need to? This is just another option. We've got a plane to kill the transport. If we need more planes, say for taking back 7, possibly. Might not get to trade this with the UK, so having a Russian plane there, just a little bit more, a few more options for round 2. Overall, I think that's not a bad start. Just double checking everything looks good. Yeah, let's go with that. So 2 tanks into Russia, 4 into Caucasus. Okay, there we go, Russia 1. So back to Cobra.
Alright, welcome. Round 1 for Germany. It looks like he mobilized. Yeah, he dropped all 4 infantry in Caucasus and mobilized the 2 tanks to Russia. Took Ukraine, left the 3 tanks here. I'm going to do a couple things that I normally don't do, but I'm going to try them. So I'm going to make him pay for this Ukraine attack. We're going to take all of his armor. He did put an anti-aircraft gun there, so we're going to risk some fighters, but we're going to try to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 1 guy from... Oh, wait a minute. Our purchase is going to be... The meta seems to be infantry and artillery. We're going to split the difference. We're going to do 5 infantry and 4 tanks. We're going to take 1 guy and take Karelia. We're going to take an infantry and an artillery. And we're going to attack Ukraine. We're going to take 3 guys from there and attack Ukraine. 2 guys from there and attack Ukraine. 2 guys from there and attack Ukraine. And 3 of our planes. Now, we're risking the aircraft, which sucks, if he gets a hit, but if not, then we should be okay. We're going to take this battleship and attack this cruiser. And this is a little bit of a different attack here. I'm going to take these two subs, this sub, these two planes, and we're going to attack C-Zone. What is that? C-Zone 7? C-Zone 7 with just that. The reasoning for this is because I want to leave this cruiser alive if I can, because when he goes, I don't want to give him this free transport. Every game I give this damn free transport away. So I don't want to do that this game. So I'm going to leave the cruiser there so maybe we can take out one of his planes. If the battleship wins here, he's going to have to maybe use a couple of his planes to take this out over here. Just something to think about. I don't want him to build a massive navy here. I'm tired of that. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it. And I'm not using any tanks to attack Ukraine because I'm going to start massing them in Poland for counterpunching. And I'm only lightly taking Karelia because even if I take a lot of tanks and guys here, he can certainly counterpunch it, and I'll have nothing left in Europe. So again, I don't know how this is going to work out, but we're going to give it a shot. So let's see what else we need to do here. I think that's it. All right. All right. Now for the non-combat move phase. All right, where do we want to put these? Well, we're going to land those in France. We're going to take these two guys and we're going to put them in Bello. We're going to move him to Poland. We're going to move these tanks to Poland. This tank to Poland. This tank to Poland. This tank to Poland. This tank to Poland. These two tanks to Poland. We're going to move these guys down here to Libya, and we're going to back the Morocco guy off to Algeria. And let's see. Let's take these planes and we'll land them here. So I'll land all 4 planes there. But then let's take the Italy guy, the Northwest Europe guy, and what else? Let's do 2 guys from Germany. So we'll have a little bit of a defense in France. Right now. So let's see. We're going to lose this transport for sure. We're probably going to lose this one too, but at least we have an opportunity to take a plane away from them. And they're going to have to decide, are they going to use the destroyer and all their planes against the battleship, the destroyer and the bomber? Maybe the bomber will go after the transport, but if that happens, then maybe the cruiser will get a nice hit on him. I don't know. Anyway, I've never done it before, so I wanted to try it. So we will see what happens. I think that's all I'm going to do. Yep, I think that's all I'm going to do. Actually, let's move this guy into Poland. Let's see what we got here. Alright. And we'll put all 5 guys and all 4 tanks in Germany. So whatever he does here, we'll have 13 tanks that can counterpunch with 4 guys. So we will see. These planes are kind of out of the picture now, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the planes are kind of out of the picture over here, which is he's probably going to like that. But I want to kill whatever kills this. So when these guys move here and kill it, I want to kill his. I'm tired of getting hammered by this Navy. And hell, maybe this won't work, but I'm going to try it. So, that's round 1 for Germany. I'll see you back for round 1 for Japan. But you will be hearing from Manix during the UK's turn.
Okay, back for UK 1 against Cobra. So let's have a quick look at. Actually, no, I won't look at Germany because I know you, as a viewer, you would have seen obviously Cobra's perspective for Germany. So I won't go back and look at that. I have had a look at the board and the moves before recording, so I know roughly what's happened. I think the best result for us from the Allied perspective was the battle in Ukraine, which was fantastic. He lost 5 infantry in a plane taking back Ukraine, so that was a very nice trade for us there. We got a lot of value out of that, which is good. And it also means, because he's gone for some tanks, he went for 4 tanks, 5 infantry. He's going to be fairly short of infantry up front, which is good. So I think if we can weather the initial storm with which comes with the tank pressure, obviously there's a lot of pressure early on. If we can just weather that and get some good numbers in planes in West Russia, I think we should be okay to hold. I'm going to try and kill pretty much the entire front line here for Germany. I've got 2 here I can trade Karelia with. I can walk in with infantry, Belarus, and I can go with here probably 5 or so. Some planes to kind of make sure we take this out. Well hopefully anyway, that's fingers crossed we can take that. If we can grab this, we block obviously the tanks from taking West Russia, so we can comfortably sit here for a round while we get our planes in position for round 2. Anyway, my build this round. We're going for 3 infantry for India, and we're going for 2 fighters for UK, which will be going to West Russia. Again, just to kind of help out with the surviving some of the pressure against the tank rush. But also, I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to go, because he's done an interesting move here. He's left the cruiser with the transport in Season 5. So I'm not going in to Season 7 with as many planes as I'd like. So there's a chance here we have a sub, or maybe even 2 if we're unlucky, left over in Season 7, plus the 4 planes here. It seems a bit risky to go for a fleet just yet until I know how the battles go. Particularly with this battleship in 13 as well. If the Americans can't kill this, again there's a chance, then my fleet in 7 could be wiped in round 2. So I think I'd rather play it safe, go for some fighters for now, reinforce, and we can think about a fleet when we know the board position's a bit better next round. So let's go for that. So we'll take a destroyer here. We're going to go for 1 fighter against the subs, and we're going for fighter bomber against the cruiser and transport. My thinking here is I don't want to sacrifice a fighter for this. If the cruiser gets hit back, I'd rather just sacrifice the bomber, because initially in this game, or at least for the Allies, initially the fighters are more valuable because they can defend West Russia so much more effectively, obviously, than a bomber. Destroyer can take out the transport. We probably could, if we wanted to, we could get odds on Libya, which would be nice because we could use the bomber here plus some planes. But it would mean sacrificing a few attacks. I'm not willing to do. I'd rather make sure we do these battles, as well as we can. Also, it would mean sacrificing 61, probably. Oh, we could get away with not doing that. Actually, we could go for cruiser and carrier 61. This plane can attack here with everything else and a bomber, but that's actually not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 4. Damn, that is tempting, actually. I was thinking about just doing the usual cruiser plus plane to 61, pulling the carrier through to keep it safe. But having Germany out of Africa early is quite tempting too. Decisions early on. Okay, let's try this. Let's try it. The nice thing is that transport's safe whatever we do, because we can put into 17. There's no planes in range of 17, so that's one bonus. Let's do that. This would be a nice bonus if we can take this early. That'd be fantastic. I'll see how the round 1 rolls go. If it goes badly, then we'll just pull out immediately and just reinforce Egypt with a few infantry. This transport, I don't think I can do anything just yet. I think I might just leave him here for this round until I know the layout of the board is again a bit better. Attacking up north is not going to be possible because we can't take both landing zones for these fighters. Morocco is not possible, obviously, because there's a battleship there. Reinforcing 23 and sending a tank through here to help out with Africa is also possible, but that's a non-com decision, so we'll do it then. Okay, let's do it. This is the only one I'm slightly worried about, but we'll... If the dice is... this in-game calculates as it's favourable, then that's a good sign, because it's always very unfair with its judgments. Let's do 7 first. Okay, so yeah, I'm fairly happy with that. We've got 1 sub left over for the Germans in 7, but that's not too much of an issue. Again, here, we'll just... that's a suicide landing spot if we don't take Ukraine, so I think we'll just play it safe. Go to Persia for now and Egypt. Let's grab this. And because we actually don't have... We've only got 1 infantry there, and he's not going to be reinforcing it anytime soon, or at all, most likely. I think I'll pull the majority back towards India, to be honest. I suppose we could force this infantry out, couldn't we, if we do... just grab this guy. Yeah, we can start pushing back again a bit against this infantry, force him back to the coastline where we can kill him with the Americans, hopefully. Let's move you down here. Yeah, I'm not going to reinforce... I don't think I want to reinforce Africa because we've pretty much won Africa already. Just do this first. Move here, move here. Okay, we'll leave one in Burma as well to make this a bit more of a trickier Japan one. Now this transport, where do I want you? Can't obviously leave him in 10 now because he'll be taken out by the sub most likely. Let's do it. Let's just do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Planes are out of range. The battleship should die, hopefully. As soon as we've got a tank moving forward, I suppose, we can come back up to put this infantry up next round. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. I always reinforce a fighter in Persia if I land one here, just in case. I've had players with the Japanese players attack this fighter with their fleet here, which is not always great for the UK. Particularly in an early game, they want all the fighters they can get. Okay, looks good. So after UK, how are we looking? 148, 156, fairly close. Cool, back to Cobra.
Alright, welcome back. This is round 1 for Japan. The UK turn went pretty much as expected. He attacked Sea Zone 7, although I still have a sub there. Didn't attack the battleship. He used a destroyer to take my transport out here, and he did take out my transport and my cruiser here, but it cost him a bomber. So usually that transport's for free, and you lose the cruiser over here anyway. So, you know, whatever, it cost him a bomber, which was what I was looking forward to. He also took out all my forces in Libya, which is pretty much sewed up Africa for him. And he moved the AA gun and 3 of his guys out of India up to reinforce the Soviets up here. So, it's Japan's turn. I'm going to do something a little bit different with Japan than I usually do. And my rationale behind it is this. So the last couple games I played have been like KJFs. So, and the last game I played was all I did with Japan was simply buy sea units to keep pace with the Americans and trade units back and forth until ultimately it was decided on a sea battle. I was not ever able to transport any extended amount of troops over to the mainland here, so I couldn't amass any forces to do anything over here. So I'm going to do something. It's probably not advisable, probably risky, but I'm going to buy an IC the first turn. And it's also kind of silly because I'm going to put it right here in Kwangtung, which I told Manix the game we were playing. He was Germany, I was Japan. I told him about wanting to put one here for the simple reason that I can have a stack of infantry in Kazakh within 2 turns if it's here. Even if I put tanks here, it's here in 1 turn. They can still also produce over here in India. And if I have to spend a bunch of turns just buying ships, I can always spend 7 IPCs every turn just buying an infantry and an artillery and throwing it here and moving it throughout Asia here. So that's going to be my plan. He did a good thing with UK. They took out my transport here. The other reason why I want to have an IC here is because having only one IC or putting it in Manchuria, even though you get 3 units, you can only put the ships in two sea zones. So anything you produce, you got to put in 2 sea zones. If I throw it here on the coast, that means that I have sea zone 61 that I can throw. If I need to put some transports down here and they're in range of some of my protector ships, then I can't leave them out here vulnerable to plane attacks. The other thing I'm going to do, even though he hasn't demonstrated the KJF yet, is I'm going to take as much of my fleet as I possibly can, and I'm going to put it right down here in number 49, Sea Zone 49. It will be able to withstand a direct assault on his first turn, and if I did the calculations correctly, which I think I did, so it has an 86% chance of defending against everything he's got there in the Hawaiian Islands, and I'll have a 60% chance to take him out if I decide to do a counterpunch. Not this early in the game, I probably won't, but if I decided to have an early epic sea battle that could either end the game quickly or for one way or the other, then I will do that. So let's get started with what we're going to do here. It's going to be strange, I know, but I'm going to give it a shot. It may crash and burn, but that's why you play with friends, right? So let's go to the purchase units phase. We're going to buy an industrial complex. We're going to buy a submarine and a destroyer. All right, now we're committed. We already did it. So now, about here. I am going to take these 2 guys and this to clear out Yunnan. I'm going to take these 2 planes here and this battleship there. I'm going to take let's see. Nothing else right now. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I'm going to do 3 guys from here. 2 guys from here. And this plane to attack Anhui. We're going to leave Szechuan. He's going to have 2 choices. He can attack what I've got here or back out. If he chooses to attack, we'll see what happens. Maybe the game ends sooner than later. So, I think that's all the combat moves we're going to make this turn. All right. Okay, so let's see here. Anything else I want to do here? Let's see, this plane here. 1, 2, 3. No, because I want to end up with 3 planes here. Oh, I can take this bomber. I thought about taking Burma, with one guy and the bomber. The only problem with that is that I'm not really ready to stack it yet. And this is kind of a interesting move here. He can always come back, or he can always push forward into Burma with these three guys. But I should have a decent number of units here, and I'm going to stack Huang Tung with some planes. So we should be okay. So if I got a plane there and a plane there. Oh yeah, and this plane here is going to attack. Let's see. Let's see, I have two planes there and then one plane there. Okay, so this plane here can go, and we'll have them go there. All right. Because I want to end up with 3 planes in Kwangtung. Because that's where we're going to put our industrial complex. All righty. Is that everything we want to do? I think it is. So let's get to it. I think that's it, yeah. All right. All right. Okay, so the non-combat move. So this aircraft carrier is going to go there. This cruiser is going to go there. This plane's going to go there. This aircraft carrier is going to go there. This battleship's going to go there. These 2 planes are going to go there. These 2 planes are going to land in Kwangtung. This plane's going to land in Kwangtung. This guy here is going to go to Kwangtung. This destroyer is going to go over here. Let's see, this tank and a guy. Are going to go to C-Zone 61 and get dropped into Kwangtung. This guy's going to move into there. This bomber is going to go. I guess I'll put the bomber in Kwangtung as well. If we need to engage the ships, the sub's going to fall back. All right, I think that is everything. Is that everything? Just want to do a little once over here, make sure. All right. All right. All right. I think that's it. All right. That's going to be the end of my turn.
Okay, US round 1. So I've gone for pretty normal buy. Carrier, destroyer, 2 transports and 2 infantry. It's always it's either this or 3 transports, but I think because he's got a sub still left, and I'm going to probably very likely lose a destroyer against this battleship. I think I want to get an extra one, so we'll go for the destroyer buy. He's pulled into 49, so I can't really do with the carrier alive. I like to go to 45 to get fighters to India quickly, but that's obviously not possible with this. So I'm going to just pull back everything. I think just straight to we're going KGF obviously. So I'll pull back the entire fleet straight away. I can't really do much against that. So he went for a complex buy. Still only on 1 transport. So that's I think probably good for me. It's going to be slightly slow job. He built the destroyer and sub, which I like. I think as the allies. So I'm not going KJF, so these won't be of much use unless he decides to come to the Atlantic and harass my my shipping lanes. But we'll see what he uses these for. Apart from that, I think we're just going to go for so we'll go for this. The one danger we've got here is we are going to be landing planes into Gibraltar, and he's got fighters here, so we may lose some. But I think taking out the battleship, I think is more important here. 1, 2, 3. In fact, it's only a fight. I can land the bomber somewhere safe, which is the fighter that might die to this, but we'll see. Apart from that, I think that's all we can do. We can't take Morocco because he's got obviously the fighters covering this, and the sub's still there. So we'll just probably I could reinforce. Actually, we don't need to reinforce Africa this round with the US because we've already won the territory. So this is going to be a case of just sit out, which we might actually just sit still because we can't go to 10, which I'd like to do. The sub's blocking, so we'll just stay in 11 for now and hopefully head up to Finland at some point soon. Okay, that's probably all we're going to do. Right, fingers crossed we only lose the destroyer here. Okay, fair enough. Well, the main thing is that the battleship's dead, which is a good thing, but the cost was rather high for that, but that's alright. Okay, so we'll pull back everything we have. Subs can't really... Yeah, subs got to pull back as well. Well, it could just be annoying and put the sub here, or close. We're obviously on... well, we will be on subs retreat, so he can't hit me here. 2 destroyers not in range, cool. Let's pull back. No real threat to India, so we'll pull into West Russia for now. Drop you off. Yeah, I don't like having just stationary transports for around. It doesn't feel particularly good, but there's nothing much we can actually do with them here. Taking them to Africa, there's no point because there's nothing to reinforce, so we might as well just wait here for now. Let's pull you back as well. Okay. That was a silly move as well. I shouldn't have pulled the cruiser out. I guess in a sense it creates a target for the sub here. If he comes for it, we can finish it off next round. So actually it's a way of drawing it out, I suppose. But probably should have put this with the fleet here in 11. Okay, all good, I think. So, end of round 1. It's currently 136 for the Allies, 156 for the Axis. I think this is a bit unlucky with the rolls in 13. That's the one downside there. But I think overall I'm fairly happy with the position. I think we've got a good foothold here against Germany. We will have in a second. I'm going to go for 4 infantry, 4 artillery. It's a nice round 2 buy for Russia. I like. Gives you a lot of hitting power with the artillery. We can't push on with anything in Asia, unfortunately. He's covered all 3 of these zones quite nicely, so I will have to pull back here. Let's go 1, 2, 1. Then we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try this. We've got an extra heavy hitter behind that, and then we've got an extra infantry to get some good rolls. I don't really want to go to. I don't want to go for 6 infantry here or 6 land units here. It seems a bit excessive. We should have good dice for this fight. Let's try that. Let's try that. Okay, so I'm going to pull the infantry out of variation now because it can just be very easily taken out. So we'll retreat. I think we'll leave a minor stack here in Yakut, just to maybe cause some problems. Let's drop everything back. I'll leave the tanks obviously in Caucasus because we don't need them in West Russia, so they give us a bit more flexibility heading out to India, should we need to, if the Japanese suddenly decide to go heavy on Burma. I think that should do us for round 2 Russia. Yep, we're good. Okay. So you want to... Cool. So a nice 30 income for Russia this round should be fantastic. Taking these 3 territories. Nice bump in the attack power too. Cool, okay, that's round 2 Russia. Back to Cobra.